So this is going to be a bridge update on the covered bridge that I've been showing off and on a little bit. I think a couple weeks ago, I put on the process of the trusses going on, timber frame trusses. I showed that, and that video got a lot of attention, and I got a few comments wanting updates as the process goes along on the bridge. So that's what this video is about, update on the bridge. Covered bridge update, whatever you want to put it. I guess it technically is a covered bridge. And actually, my daddy has got in contact with the, my dad's a pretty good friends with the county commissioner where we're at. And he actually told my dad that if you want to make this bridge a landmark, because in our area, there isn't many covered bridges anymore. They're kind of a thing of the past. He said if you wanted to make that a spot where people come and visit the bridge, that they could put it on a county record, and where it can go on like Google Maps, and you can lead them to the covered bridge. You can put it on like Google covered bridges in my area, and this will pop up. But of course, I don't think we want to do that. We don't want, you know, just people driving by in the middle of the night or whatever. But it's pretty cool that I'm part of something like this being built that could potentially be involved with something like that. I think that's pretty neat. So what we done here, this is actually my dad's project. Me and Dad put the floor down, the timbers for the floor. My cousins helped me and Dad. Well, me and my cousins and me helped Dad put the floorboards on. We did that in about a half a day. And then me and Dad got back on it and stood the walls up, the timber frame walls. And I'll show you all of it here in just a second. Then we got more help out of day and put on the trusses. Then Dad had a guy, we got a good friend of the family that does handyman work, and Dad went in and hired him to put the roof on, because now me and Cody's extremely busy with our jobs, and Daddy was busy with stuff he was doing. He just went in and hired the roof out. The guy put it on a couple days or a couple evenings, and that took a lot off Dad. And you know, we're busy too. It's kind of hard for us just to stop what we're doing and help. So we try to help when we can, but you know, it just worked out better that way. And now that the roof's on and all the trusses, the big heavy stuff is done, now Dad can kind of handle it, you know, himself, just working on it when he can. That's kind of an update on what's going on with the bridge. So now let me show you what it looks like now. Now y'all have to excuse the lumber laying around. It's a work site. It's kind of just how it goes. But you can see there, if you remember on the last video, this wall was just like this wall. But Dad made these openings right here and wrapped them with our lumber that I think Dad saw this a while back, and it's been drying. I think I do believe it's poplar. He made like windows, and I will go inside here and look at those in a minute. But here's the roof that's been put on. It's a Gavaloom roof. It really set it off, I believe. Here's our trusses up under here that we put on. And let's go into here. And he also put these boards that goes from here to kind of make it look like an old-timey bridge. If I'm not mistaken, I think he got his idea from a covered bridge in Holmes County, Ohio. My dad and my uncle go up there quite a bit to trade farm equipment and draft horses, and I believe that's where the idea came from. And it really sets it off, I believe. Let's get a little closer to it. The rafter tails come out great on the trusses we put on. The front side here, that right there is probably about 3 feet from the ground, and it goes here, and it just built up here. Probably I think Dad's gonna do a little bit more work right here, some bigger rocks and stuff to keep that from washing, because water and rain is a powerful thing. It's going around. And these windows right here, are designed. Of course, they're not gonna have glass in them or anything. It's just like a kind of like a picture window. He framed them out here. And the way it's designed is to sit right here, on the stand here on the floor, and lean out like it's right here. You know, kind of lean out and look out over the pasture, kind of like it's right here. And he made it to where it'd be a good height to prop up your elbows. But all these timbers right here, I do believe they're 10 by 10s. There's all these 10 by 10s. The bottom cord, all these here in the middle, the top cord. Same thing on the other side. And the rafters are 4 by 6, I do believe. Got some wind bracing up there. Turned out really good, I believe. And too, the Gavaloom just really sets off the whole building, I believe. It's got an older look to it. No, but I do believe it's a 14 by 34. The bridges anyway, the floor. But now with these right here, with these counter levers, I think that gives you another 2 foot on each side. So under roof, that should be 38 by 14. And of course, you got the overhangs. You know, that adds some too. But the floor system, I do believe is 14 by 34. As plan is to put batten on this right here. I think so. I think I've seen Dad saw some batten up there. He's gonna board and batten all the strips here because that will gap over time, because it wouldn't exactly dry enough for it not to gap. Even if it is dry, it's still gonna gap anyway. That's just wood. Wood does what it wants to do. And the plan is to do the exact same thing on this side. That's on this side. So in other words, make the picture windows, siding it, board and batten, and all that. The floor system here, they're 2-inch thick by 10-inch wide floorboards, and we use poplar. I think there's a few yellow pine mixed in, but for the majority, due to weight, they are poplar. And we put these up pretty green. We laid them down here and screwed them down. And some of them gapped about 3/4 of an inch, some of them gapped about a 1/2 inch. And I do believe Dad wanted them to gap anyway, so that way water wouldn't sit on the floor if it did get wet, rain blew in. So that way water just run off to the ground. And actually, I think it turned out really good because it looks good. We treat this floor with burnt motor oil and diesel, 1/2 and 1/2. So if you got a gallon of diesel fuel, put a gallon of burnt motor oil. It's and in our opinion, we use that on everything we have here. It's the best. Again, in our opinion, total disclaimer there. But on this place, it is the best wood preserver there is. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the walk around the covered bridge. I guess that's about all I can think of to mention as far as an update on the bridge. I will probably do 1, maybe 2 more updates as progress keeps going on the bridge. But for now, I think I about covered it. So anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoying your evening, and I will see y'all on the next one. Oh, and I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to air. It may air Wednesday, which would be the Wednesday before the 4th, or it might air Sunday, which is the Sunday after the 4th. But either way, I hope everyone has a good 4th of July and celebrates our great country, the US of A. And let's all have a Diet Coke and Trump 24. Happy 4th of July, everyone.